All right. So here we are. This should be our last one for this week. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to modify some of the features inside our title block here, and modify the sheet back behind our part here. First up, let's go up here. Let me show you where the all of the metadata is for our parts and components. So if you don't know, if you've never heard that term before, metadata is data that is inherent to a file that is not like directly of the file. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Metadata is data inside the file that can be extrapolated and pulled. Okay. So I'm going to come up here, and right next to so this is our options one, that gear. Right next to that is file properties. It looks like a piece of paper with a couple of blue boxes. Click that, and that's going to give you summary information, and the ribbon or the option that we're interested in here is custom. So we're going to go ahead and click on custom. Now we've got all of these. So this is all of our custom properties for a particular item. So we can click here, we can put new ones in. We don't have a whole lot in here that are inherent to this drawing sheet just because of the way this drawing sheet is made, but that's how you modify some of these. This will be important when we get back to the the part file. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. So let's go ahead and go over to our part file. So we're going to go ahead and open our part. Click there, we're going to hit open part. If we do the same thing here, we're going to click on that. And of course, this doesn't have any either because this isn't a, Anyway, so let's go ahead and create a couple of things here. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to go ahead and add a material in here. Now, to add materials, it's over here on the left-hand side over in your model tree. It's about a third of the way down. It says material not specified. So if we right-click that, we get the option to edit material. Let's go ahead and click on that. And SolidWorks has inside it a metric crap ton of different materials that you can use to create your parts with. All of these materials are preloaded with densities, strengths, all of these different things that will allow them to not only give you things like the weight of a component, but also utilize them in simulations to be able to run strength analyses on. So for this one, we're just going to say this is ANSI 1020. You guys can pick whatever material you want. I'm not judging at this point. I'm not grading based on the material that you pick. I just want you to pick a material. So go ahead and hit apply. And that's going to go ahead and apply the material to our item here. Let's go ahead and hit save. Now let's swap back over to our drawings. Now to swap back to a drawing back and forth, we're going to come up here to our, we're going to be able to get to our Windows drop down. When you get to the Windows drop-down, it's going to give you two options. It's going to say Extrude or Extrude 1 Sheet. So you can click on it there, or you can hold Control and tap Tab. Control Tab will alter you through open files within a software here. If you hold, if you hold Alt-Tab, that will give you all of your open programs. So hold Control, tap Tab. It's going to bring up this open documents. You can click on the other one, and here's my drawing. Uh-oh. Oh, I broke it because I broke it. Okay, there we go. That was kind of confusing to me, but hopefully it wasn't too bad to you guys. Let me check something real quick. Okay, we're still going. Okay, so now if we come over here, unfortunately it didn't put in our materials. That's all right. We'll work on that here in just a second. So let's go back over to our model really quick, and we're going to add a couple of model items or metadata in here. So we're going to come back up to the top. We're going to go to File, Properties. Go ahead and click that. Now we're going to leave it on custom. You can go to configuration specific if you have multiple configurations. In this case we don't. We're just going to leave it on custom. So we're going to have property name. So we're going to call this first one weight. Property type is fine. Then we can go to value type expression. click the drop down, so you can see that there's a drop down to the right hand side of that, and I can go to mass density. So if I click on that mass one, it's going to give us evaluated value, and that's our weight right there. Okay, let's go ahead and click on another one. You can see that when we created that one, it gave us another line. So let's do another one. It's called material. Okay, then let's go ahead. It's going to be a text value. Click over here in the value text expression box, hit your drop down, and we're going to go to material. So now we've got material ANSI 1020. The last one that we're going to do is we're going to click over here, and we're going to make this part number. Okay? And in that one, we're not going to click this drop down because this is a unique one. Instead, what we're going to do is we're actually going to type in Extrude-EXE1. That's going to be our part number. And with those three things in there, let's go ahead and hit OK. And save. Now I'm going to show you why that's super important. So let's go ahead and hop to our drawing. We're going to come back up here to Windows and head to your drawing. Okay. So first of all, scroll down here to our title block. Now you can see weight. It's got our weight in here, 3.58. Okay. Now it doesn't have a unit. We would have to put in pounds. We're not going to worry about that right now. But what I do want to focus on is some of this other stuff. It also has our material in here now, ANSI 1020. So first of all, let's go ahead and save this drawing. So mine's going to be, let's see, I think we want class username thing. So design 220 dash or underscore. I'm just going to put in my initials underscore EXE1. Now if I hit save, watch this guy right here. Oh my goodness, that thing got gigantic and way kind of out of whack, right? We don't want that. That's crazy. We don't need something that gigantic busy. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify this a little bit. So if we right click up here in our paper space and we come all the way down to property, we got to find edit sheet format. Sorry. So let's click on edit sheet format and you'll see, oh, look, my model stuff just disappeared. That's okay. We expected that to happen because now we're not altering that. We're actually altering the stuff in the background. We're altering our sheet in the background. So I've got this here, and if I click on that, if I double click on that, you can see that it's all one thing. It's either everything's highlighted or everything's not. So this is a property link to that they're using in here. What a property link does is it pulls a specific property from something and it inserts that into that text space. So in this case, it's pulling the file name of the current drawing sheet and placing that in here. Now, that's okay unless you're using something like we're using, where we're using a modified title to include more information. We don't want that extra information in there. What we want is the part number, right? Haha, that sounds familiar, right? So what we can do is, since we put the part number over in the model, let's go ahead and with that highlighted, hit delete. We're going to get rid of that altogether. That's just going to be gone. Over here on the left-hand side, we've got our note options. This is all of the same tools and stuff that we've seen. It's the tool specific to notes. Come down about halfway to text format, and down underneath where it says the angle, we've got a whole bunch of boxes here. First box is going to be a hyperlink. We don't want that. Second one is going to be a link to property. Sounds good, right? Let's go ahead and click on that. That is going to bring up this prompt. So we've got a couple of different options here. We've got current document, which is what the last one is pulling. It was pulling the file name of the current document. But we don't want that. What we're going to do is we're going to click on model found here. And we're just going to let it say drawing view because we only have one model on here. It's just going to be that one. Then right below it can say selection, Extrude EXE1. So we can change that. We can click File Properties. So these are the file properties that we've got. Okay? right below that property name, if we click that drop down, there's a property called part number. Click on that, and now we've got our evaluated value is Extrude EXE1. Go ahead and hit OK. And now it has inserted Extrude EXE1 into our drawing number. Alright, that's pretty cool, right? So now whenever we change that particular item on the other one, it'll change here too. Now you can see it's a little big. We can modify that. I'm going to go ahead and double click on it again. That's going to bring up this here. This is just a text box, just like you would use inside Word. And I'm just going to modify that till it's smaller and it fits right inside our box there. Okay. Now let's come up here. Let's add a couple of things, okay? Because we've got, we don't have hyperboxes here. Oh, we've got boxes here, but they're not boxes that pull from anywhere. It's not a smart box. So we can double click there. I'm going to put in my initials. And I'm going to double click in the date one. And I'm going to put in today's date. That's right, I'm doing this the night before class is due. There we go. And remember, this is 2020, and we nowadays, just because of the way things are, we want to write out the year in 4 digits rather than 3. All right, so we got all that done. We'll go over some of this other stuff later on. So let's go ahead and exit this. To get out of this, on the top right-hand side of your screen, we've got an exit sheet format button. That's about the only way to get out of the sheet format. So now I'm going to click that. It's going to go ahead and bring us back up to this. Scroll down here. You can see I've got my Extrude EXE1. It fits inside my box. I got my weight. I got my material. And with that, we are done. Go ahead and hit save. Now, here's the catch. To turn this in, I don't want this file. You guys are actually going to create a print to give me this file. All right? To create a print, we're just going to go click the drop down next to the save button. Hit save as. All right? Now, that's going to bring up the normal save prompt, but what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to save as type. Click that drop down and go down to PDF, Adobe Printable Document Format, PDF. Click that, and then hit save. Leave your file name as what your file name is. Hit save, and then you're going to turn that PDF in. Now, what that's going to allow you to do is, you remember when we did our assemblies and you guys turned assemblies in, you have to turn assemblies in all in one file with the parts and the assembly file. Drawings are the same way. You have to turn in both the drawing. You would have to give me both the part and the drawing. Well, in this case, in order to simplify things, we're going to save it off as a PDF. Just turn the PDF in. You don't have to worry about turning in any of the other stuff. It's just the PDF. You don't have to include the model. You don't have to include the Solidworks drawing file. Just the PDF. All right? And with that, that is our first engineering drawing. Congratulations, guys. You got something. This is actually an output from the class that you will use eventually. This will be used. Just a couple of things to remember while you're doing these. Remember, try to keep them clean. Try to keep them concise. And try to keep them readable. They got to be easy. As easy as you can possibly make them. And again, I'm not downplaying anybody's intelligence who's reading this. They got other stuff to do. Their minds are in other places than trying to find a dimension because you put it in a hard-to-read spot. We got to make it as easy as possible because we want to make their jobs as easy as we can. That's the best we can do as designers and engineers. So with that, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions, we will do the live stream again this coming Wednesday. That will be a Zoom meeting. I'll give all the information out on our the announcements sheets. I'll put up the announcement with the Zoom link and all that stuff. So thanks, guys, and I will see you next time.